How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Night Owl. Uh, let's consume some blue slime elf girl content, well, shall we?
This used to be a good country where you know there was like groupies and stuff. Now they just have these ice ladies. You know, the woman who got shot in the face by ice. I call her the ice lady.
Oh, damn.
Or after a couple drinks, I call her ice lady. But she's dead, and you know it's a damn shame. Like, the left doesn't know what to do because they just spent the last 3 months celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk.
It's true. They did.
And then they're looking at what you do. Do you have no? We're like, no, she deserved it.
The weird thing, like, just to kind of go off on this, it looks like there's another 2 minutes of it, but to speak on this, an observation, there's a lot of people on the left are trying to equate what happened with the ice lady to Charlie Kirk when they're not even remotely the same. Like, Charlie Kirk wasn't pointing a gun at Tazuto says, fuck this guy. Did you say the same thing about Charlie Kirk, Tazuto? I don't think you did. Now that I think about it, I don't think you did, you know? I don't remember you getting mad when they were saying shit about Charlie Kirk. Yeah. And it's not even the same either. Like, they'll try to equate the two and be like, they'll try to be like, oh, well, you know what? It's like the same thing. When Charlie Kirk and this woman died, same thing. It's literally not. It's not even like, how could you? I don't even understand how you could possibly, like, in your mind, think that they're even remotely the same. You know, it's ridiculous.
We're not.
It's really not like the same, like in any capacity. Like you have on one hand a paid, brain dead liberal agitator, somebody who was inorganically in the spot that she was supposed to be, where she wanted to be, doing the thing she wanted to do, which was impede and obstruct ICE operations. There's plenty of footage of her just kind of sitting around, blocking the streets, dancing in her car. Like she was a scumbag who tried to protect people who were doing nothing but stealing from the American taxpayer. She's a paid agitator. Charlie Kirk, on the other hand, was a grassroots, independent ideologue. All the man did was go around and talk. He spoke. He moved his mouth, flexed his vocal cords, and words came out. And he was shot in the fucking neck for it. Not even remotely the same.
Not celebrating it though, right? We're not like there's no Republicans out there making videos being like, I'm glad that stupid bitch is dead. Right? We save that for dinner conversations.
I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, there are some comments out there of people, obviously there are a few people, there are a lot of people making comments about it. And I think a lot of people, so how do I explain this? It's basically the same take I have when a criminal gets shot, right? When you have like a actual criminal that is terrorizing people and they're shot and they get shot and killed. I don't celebrate the loss of life. I celebrate justice being served. Does that make sense? So it's not like, I don't think the death part itself is the good part. I think the good part is the justice being upheld. That's how I feel about it. And you don't have to agree with me. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that just fuck it, like,
That's the way to be, man. Like, if there's no accountability in the world, like, everybody's just gonna do whatever they want, regardless of who they hurt. Like, nobody wants anybody to die. Like, if you sit there and you just fume and, like, pray for somebody's downfall, there's legitimately something wrong with you. But the fact of the matter is, if you do something wrong, if you endanger somebody and you're taking out as, like, a retaliatory measure, you get what you get. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, yeah, it sucks. Like a lady's dead, a kid's without his mom, blah 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 blah. It happened on live TV, but you know what? The same thing happened to Charlie Kirk. You know, like those kids are probably gonna grow up with people in their messages sending them videos of their dad being fucking killed, blood pouring out of his neck. They will not be able to go anywhere in society without somebody making a finger gun at their neck as a gesture of fucking hatred toward those girls. I don't give a fuck where anybody stands on it. There's only one morally right way to be.
Bozo. Like, I don't know. I just don't. It's not me. It's just not me personally. Like, I'm not gonna judge for it. Like we've already completely fucked the entire. What's the? You see, the thing is, I totally understand. Let me back up a bit. I totally understand people just being like, "Fuck it, don't care anymore," right? Because the truth is, they threw this shit in your face when Charlie Kirk died. They threw it in your face. They laughed. Ha ha ha. They were like fucking demons. They laughed at you. They cackled madly like fucking witches. And then I totally understand people being saying, okay, I totally understand people saying, you know what? You made your bed, you fucking sleep in it. So don't give a shit anymore. Don't care. If one of you guys dies, I don't give a fuck anymore. I totally understand that. Like, I totally get it. Like, I'm not about to like go out of my way to go after your ass and say, wow, you're such a bad person for saying this. It's like, I understand that the culture has shifted. It already has shifted. That bird already flew, and they were the ones who caused it. They're the ones who started.
The thing is, sorry to cut her off in the middle of a point, but the thing is like it doesn't matter if you go out of your way to go out and harass these people and tell them that they're wrong and tell them that they're being fucking weird and unsightly, because the fact of the matter is they don't care. They think they're justified. They think they're on the right side of history. It's not smart to waste your breath trying to reason with people who want to murder you in the street over the ideas in your brain. Like it's that simple. We're dealing with a cult of psychos and murderers, and there's no point in wasting your time trying to reason with them.
This entire thing, right? So that's how I feel about it. I think it's a very, I think I have a pretty nuanced take on it, which is more like bitches. It was horrible how they celebrated Kirk's death. It is, yeah. And so again, like, I totally get it when people like, I totally get the fatigue. People being absolutely fatigued and being, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. You guys are fucking demonic, and I just don't give a shit anymore. I totally get it. Raging Furball says the left response to Kirk messed you up for weeks. Yeah, given up on having hope for this. I think for all of us, well, for me, it was very eye opening. And I mean, just like type of one in chat if it was for you too. It was kind of like a moment where I was like, oh shit, shit is so fucked right now. Like when that happened, I was like, oh my god, dude. I was like, how do we even exist as a society, right? Like how do we exist when that's how we treat people that we disagree with? It's fucking crazy, At this point, we're in two different galaxies. It doesn't even feel like we walk on the same Earth. It isn't. See, like something like this might be a little bit of a hot take, but something at least here, not like out there, but like here, it might be a little bit of a hot take. But me personally, I can understand people being okay with abortion. It's like I'm not okay with it. I definitely think it's murder. The reason why I can understand it is because people have been fucking psyoped so hard into believing it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like I understand people that are okay with it because I think they have been mentally captured. Basically, does that make sense? Like I don't think they understand that it's evil. Do you get what I mean? I don't really have a direct, like, what's the word? I don't have like a direct hatred for people that are unaware. They know not what they do. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And
Nah. Listen, Leaf. Like, I respect your views on things a lot, and I get where you're coming from. I really do. But a lot of these people do it on purpose. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. They are being purposely ignorant, so to speak, right? Like, the whole clump of cells argument, like, it's not a life, blah, 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 blah. No, they know exactly what they're doing. They were offered an easy way out to take zero accountability, and so that's what they're gonna do. Like nobody uses abortion for emergency, like actual like medical emergencies. It's a really small number. The fat majority of abortions are voluntary. The fat majority of abortions are simply because some whore got nutted in by some dude she doesn't actually like and doesn't want to take responsibility for her actions. They know exactly what they're doing, they're disingenuous and evil about it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
It's like I totally. This is why I can be friends with people that are, even though I think that it's evil. Obviously, I think that the battle is really for the narrative. Like the battle is like, how do we convince people that it's actually what they're doing is awful? And I think this applies all the time throughout history. Like if you look at history, we did a lot of things, and this is why, by the way, this is the same reason I can also look back at the people that have had slaves and not be like, I hate all of them. Does that make sense? It's because I can understand. I can shift my frame of reference to understand that things were different in that time. And for the people that lived back then, they believed it was okay. And to them it was how society was, right? And you can do this for everything. Like you could keep going back on things, right? That doesn't mean that slavery is all of a sudden not evil. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that these things weren't evil. They're obviously evil, but the people at the time, they didn't have an understanding of like it being evil. And I don't think that necessarily is a condemnation of like their character in total. Does that make sense? And yeah, I don't know. It's a normal part of life. Greeks had slaves back then. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think it's really weird to like. It's really weird to go back in time with a modern lens and then try to paint everything as like a condemnations of the characters of the people in the past. And I even extend the same thing to like, for instance, even World War II. Do you think all of the Germans were like, yeah, man, I'm just fucking evil? It wasn't like that. A lot of those people, they just had families. They're just trying to like live, Even the people that were in the military, a lot of them were just trying to exist in their country at the time, and this is what everybody thought was okay. And obviously, it's not okay, obviously, right? And obviously, like obviously justice is a thing that must be made eventually, right? If it can be applied still, but yeah.
The thing is, though, is that's kind of how like all political positions are, right? The second like a lot of people realize that the majority swings one way, they're gonna conform. I guarantee you, like once it dawns on like the majority of the normies in the left, right? Like the people who are just there because it's like sensationalized. Once they realize that they're not really doing too hot, a lot of people are just going to turncoat. That's just how it is. People go with the path of least resistance. People do the easiest thing. It's just in human nature. That's why I say, like, a lot of these lefties don't truly believe in what they're freaking rioting for and what they're speaking out against. They do it because they think it makes them look cool. They do it because it's trendy. They do it because their friends do it, right? But like once they realize that they're outnumbered, they're gonna switch colors, man. They're gonna turn coat. Mark my words.
Many Germans hated things that the government made them do, but a lot of them also got brainwashed into it. Yeah. The funny thing is I think I'm like this because I'm a writer. Like I write stories a lot. So like whenever I write like a villain, I don't really think about when I'm writing a villain, I don't really think of them in terms of like them being a villain. Because like to them, they're not a villain. Like most of the time. Like obviously there's sometimes there's like a chaotic evil enemy who's just like, ha 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 evil, right? But that's not really typical. Most villains don't consider themselves to be the villains, right?
A lot of well-written villains are kind of doing things because they feel like it's the only way forward, or the ends justify the means, or this, that, and the other. Like, let me make an example of one of the I guess the most anticlimactic villains of like all video gaming history. Now, if you're not familiar with Fable 2, the villain of Fable 2 is a man named Lucian. Lucian was a noble lord who ruled over the kingdom of Albion, in which you adventure through in Fable 2. Now, Lucian is responsible for the murder of his I kind of want to say he was responsible for the death of his wife and child through like some weird experimenting with like the magical forces that kind of inhabit the world of fable, right? So after that happened, he was really obsessed with trying to find a way to bring them back to life. He discovered a old ancient like magical technology called the withered spire. The spire was literally a wish granting machine, right? It just required a lot of human sacrifice to work. So Lucian, what he did was he went through and tried to find people of like certain attributes to use for these means, right? So in his endeavors to find these people, he found two orphan children that matched some of the parameters that he needed. One of them worked, one of them didn't. He killed the main character's sibling and kind of set the main character on his path of revenge. Now, while the goal of bringing one's wife and child back to life might seem admirable, Lucian really thought the ends justified the means. He would have burned the entire planet to bring his wife and kids back. And the thing is like he was made a fool of. Like at the end of the game, despite all of his efforts, you don't even really get to have a boss fight with him. He just gets fucking domed by one of your party members from the sidelines. If you sit there and actually like kind of respect his hustle and listen to him talk before you attack, he just gets domed. It's so funny but so anticlimactic. But like case in point, like good writing isn't always like wahaha evil. Like sometimes it's anticlimactic and funny.
And I think about his history in the same way. The thing that a lot of them forget is that we have the privilege to exist in a time where multiple nations are stable enough that the breakdowns aren't external pressure, it's internal coercion. There are very few other nations in history that can actually say that. Yeah, totally valid, totally. All right, let's finish the video.
Like civilized adults.
Watch people trying to spin this as Leaflit being a Nazi sympathizer. Probably. Probably.
I guess liberals just have no friends, so they have to make one of those videos where they're like,
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't do that to me already because I said I wanted a Nazi hat. Because I want like World War II stuff. Like I want like a helmet. Like I want the Ally helmet, the American helmet. I want that. I want the water, the canteen, the American canteen, and the shovel. I want those three, and then the things I want from the Germans are I want the Nazi hat and the armband. Get a Luger pistol. Those are probably really expensive, aren't they? Now I don't know. You want a Garand? I want one too. I do. I definitely want a Garand as well. Yeah. No badass knife like the fucking bayonet knife thing. Oh, that would be sick too. No Japanese stuff. I'm actually more interested in the Western Front. I don't know. Like for me, the Western Front is like it's got like a romance to it. You know, like I know it's awful and war is awful, but ever since I watched like Saving Private Ryan and I got into it, started watching all like these documentaries, Band of Brothers, like all that stuff. I got interested in the Western Front more. So yeah, I would love to have like kind of historical items like from the time. And I went to a gun show like about a year ago, and they had like the Nazi hat. I thought about buying it, but yeah. And the thing is again, like I'm surprised because I've said that before, and I'm actually surprised that people haven't said I was a Nazi because of that. But it's not even that. I just want like the military stuff from like that era. Like I just want to like have it on a display case, you know, like have it on display and stuff. It'd be really cool to have that.
I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna fucking. What is that? What is the deal with that? That they just some fucking blob in a shitty house. Like every person who makes one of these videos, you know.
No, the thing is to be honest, and I mean I said this before, the Nazi uniform is really really cool looking. Like to be honest, and that was like the point of it.
No, like that's exactly right though. Like Hugo Boss actually designed the Nazi SS uniform. And the I believe also like the basic infantry set too. But like the romanticized I don't even know what to call it, like the duckbill hat, you know, with like the raised top, like the iconic Nazi officer hat and like the suit and all that. It was all designed by Hugo Boss, which is it's a suit maker that's still around today. Just like BMW also made a lot of or was it was either BMW or Volkswagen. Either way, like some German car manufacturer made like literally all of the like the German wheeled vehicles, and I believe they even did like the jets too, if I'm not mistaken. But like yeah, like of course like the Nazi uniform is dope because it was designed to be dope. It was designed to be sharp and intimidating. Like you just can't deny like visual history.
They intentionally made it cool looking. So to like say that it's stupid to say that it's cool looking is kind of dumb because it was intentionally made to be cool looking.
Angry, these liberal angry videos, they're all poor, obviously. They you can
Oh no, she's been brainwashed by Nick Fuentes.
smell their house through the video. You can fucking
Apologize for the sniffles, by the way. I'm kind of like in a constant state of having a cold.
she's standing in a certain way, like with her shoulder up, so you don't see the fucking piles of junk and hoarder shit. Screaming about the Constitution and shit like that. Fuck the Constitution. I don't care what a bunch of white men from 200 years ago. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The funny thing is that's actually what they would say. That's actually
were
so
right.
true.
Back then, they were like, do not let these women vote. If you care about freedom of speech, you better not let these bitches vote. And now we did, and they're fucking screaming in their cars after they go to Sonic. They go get a nice Sonic fucking Sunday and sit in the car and make a crazy video trying to lose their job.
Oh my god.
She was an innocent woman trying to kill a police officer.
It's funny as hell too because recently a lot of people have been like joking about repealing the 19th. And I think it's really just gonna add fuel to the fire. Like a lot of this shit is just inflammatory.
What are we doing?
That's so true. That is like that is exactly how they act. It's crazy. Yeah. And see that's the thing is like they'll compare it to Charlie who was like literally sitting there just talking to people and they'd be like, yeah, him getting shot is the same thing as the woman who tried to run over the cop and then got shot. It's like, what the fuck? What? Like how do you even like make that connection in your mind? Yeah, like how does that happen? Words are violence, violence is speech. Yeah. It's like I said, like their main play, their biggest play is to completely redefine stuff and just fuck language. They just fuck language completely to make it so you can't communicate. That way they can say whatever and not be held account. It's like the meaning of everything is like amorphous to like their it takes the form of whatever they need, right? Logic and reason, language and facts, they all morph according to what they need. Remember Freeman's words, everything they say is to allow them to kill you? Yes, totally agree with you.
That was definitely an interesting video. The comedian himself had some really interesting insight. Leaf, as always, just speaks straight facts. Guess that'll do it for this one. Again, sorry for the sniffles. I'm having a little nose issues, but I'll live. I'll catch you guys on the next one.